Good morning everybody, my name is Shankarji. Today we will be discussing chapter 3, fiber to fabric. First of all, what do you mean by fiber? What is fiber? Fiber is a thread or a filament obtained from plants normally or sometimes from animals as well to make a piece of cloth known as fabric. That is known as fiber. And what is fabric? Conversely, a textile which is made from fiber is known as fabric. There are many kinds of fabrics available. Mainly there are two types. Mainly they are natural fibers or artificial fibers, also known as synthetic fibers. Natural fibers are obtained directly from the fields, from the plants and trees, and then we process them directly. But synthetic fibers or artificial fibers, we manufacture them using chemicals in the laboratories, and then we can use them for making fabrics. So what are a few examples of a variety of fibers? Like say we have cotton, we have jute, we have silk, we have rayon, nylon, etc. But we can further classify them into two categories. So if you look carefully, natural fibers, for example, a few examples of natural fibers are cotton, jute, wool, silk, etc. And a few examples of synthetic or artificial fibers are rayon, dacron, which is also known as sterling, it's polyester, you must have heard about polyester, nylon, acrylic, etc. So what do you mean by cotton? I mean, we all use cotton shirt, the shirt which I am wearing. So how is this cotton made? This cotton is made by plucking the cotton balls which grow from cotton plants, and they grow really well in black soil. So wherever the black soil is available, the cotton plants grow very well, and they grow really well in warm climates. So in India is a very good producer of cotton. For example, the states like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, they produce cotton, and India also exports cotton to foreign countries. So cotton is very useful and it's a very cool fabric to wear. And the thing to remember is there's a special process called ginning. What do you mean by ginning? You have to separate the cotton balls and you have to comb it. You take the cotton balls, you comb it. You can either use a comb or you can use a filter sieve kind of thing. And when you do it, the cotton fibers are separated from the cotton seeds. And then those fibers are processed to make the cotton fabric. So this process is known as ginning. It can either be done manually or you can use machines for it. So machines are also available. If you want to do it on a large scale, machines can be used. But however, it can be done both manually and automatically using machines. That's why the cotton mills, cotton mills are large scale mass production mills of cotton fabrics. So they do ginning by using machines. However, when high quality cotton is done, manual ginning is also done as per the requirements. Now after cotton we come to jute. India is the second largest producer of jute after Bangladesh. Bangladesh is the number one producer of jute fabric worldwide. The northern states of West Bengal, Bihar and Assam, jute is mainly manufactured in these states. The rest of the parts of India, jute is not suitable. The climate is not suitable for jute plants. That's why we are ranked second in the jute production. We produce in millions of tons per year. So how do we get the jute? We get the jute from the stem of the jute plant. Like the same way we get the cotton from the cotton balls, it's like a cotton seed, like the cotton flower blooms, and we separate the cotton from the cotton seed. So in this case we get the jute fiber from the stem. That's why the jute fiber is very strong. It can be used for making tight ropes, very useful, very strong, very tough substance. So it's the main reason is we get the jute from the stem of the jute plant. So how do we get the fiber, the jute fiber from the stems? It's slightly tricky. What you have to do is you have to put the jute stems in water. You have to immerse it for a few days. Keep the stems in water for a few days. After a few days, the stems will rot. They will rot away, and then you can extract the fibers. So it's a pretty simple process. It can be done manually or it can also be done using machines. Nowadays everything can be done with machines. However, when high quality jute is required, hand picked, I mean you can pick the fiber using manually, and you can do it. So this is how you get the jute fiber from the jute plant. So after you get the fiber, how do you make a fabric? Okay, we have the fiber. Now how do we make the fabric, the textile, the final product which we have to wear? We all like to wear good clothes, we all like to show off, we all like to have good style, right? So from the fiber, what you do is you have to spin. You have to spin and you have to make a yarn. We all know what a yarn is. It's like you take a thread, you keep spinning it, and you get a small bundle. So that's a yarn. So when you make yarn on a large scale basis, you can fix it to the spinning machines, and then you can get a lot of cloths. You can get a lot of fabric on a regular basis, in a very orderly basis, in a mechanical fashion, in an automatic fashion. So to make fabrics, the fibers have to be converted into yarns. Then only you can use the machines for doing it. Because otherwise, if you do it manually, it will take a long time, and it's not very feasible on a large scale basis. So that's why all the mills, all the textile mills, they have spinning machines, they have yarns, they have all the processes which can be done using machines. But human beings are there to supervise the machines, to operate the machines. So now the next process is called the spinning. The most crucial part of making a fabric is spinning. You have to spin the yarn as per the requirement. Suppose if you want to make a cotton fabric, so what you do is you take the cotton fiber and you spin it into a yarn and you fix it in a big machine. It can be a local machine, it can be an imported machine, and then you operate it. So what happens is it will quickly spin and the fiber will slowly be converted into like a rectangular sheet of fabric, and it will be like a conveyor belt. It will keep on going like this, and then the workers will roll it into a big rolls. You might have seen the big rolls. So it's actually fascinating. So in this way, the mass production is done. It goes on for kilometers, and then the production is it's controlled, and then it's cut down as per the requirement, customer requirements, either in India or worldwide. If it's a local quality or export quality, depends on the pricing, etc. So this is the spinning. So now the fibers are drawn out and they are twisted, which forms a yarn. So it can be done manually or by spinning machines. So now how the yarn is converted into fabric, this is the final stage. And from fabric, it can go to various showrooms, and then based on men's clothing or ladies, women's clothing, they can be cut by various tailors, and you can make it into designer clothes as per the requirement. So that's why fashion designing is a great technology, and it's a great career. If you want to get into fashion designing, if you really love clothes, who doesn't love clothes? Everybody loves wearing good clothes. So you can get into it, you can do a lot of fashion designing, that's good. And it's a cool career to work with. And so now let's discuss a few processes of converting the yarn to fabric. So the first step, which is very simple, a standard method, is weaving. You have to weave. You have a traditional weaving machine. You might have seen one worker sitting like this in front of like a piano kind of machine, and they're doing like this, like doing like this kind of action, like this. Okay. So this is known as a weaving machine. What a weaver does is he arranges two sets of yarns. One yarn is on this side, one yarn is on this side. Maybe this yarn is of maybe blue color, maybe this is of black color. So maybe if you want a blue-black dress, so he arranges the yarn this side, and then he connects it to the weaving machine, and then he has some kind of a stitching needle, and when he does that, the two yarns, they get stitched into each other and the fabric is slowly formed. However, manual weaving takes some time, but machines, they can do it faster. So this is what basic weaving is. However, there are basic weaving techniques, advanced weaving techniques as well. So next comes knitting. Knitting is very simple. You might have seen your moms knitting a woolen sweater for small babies, or even for you when you were young, or even now when you need a sweater, or maybe maybe even if you want to call it. Mainly knitting is very useful for woolen fabrics, or nevertheless it can be done for all fabrics, be it natural, be it artificial. But for artificial fabrics, machines are more suitable. What you do in knitting is you just take one fabric, you take a needle, you take 2 needles, and you start knitting. I mean, from one end, in one needle you fit one roll of maybe a small yarn of fabric. In the other needle you put another yarn, you fix it and you combine them. So you get a unique combination. You can have a lot of designs doing it. It's a great hobby as well. It's not only a great hobby, it's a great profession as well. So that's what knitting is. A single yarn is used to make a fabric. It can be done manually and it can also be done automatically. Now, finally, we'll wrap up this chapter by discussing the history of the clothing material. Like early man, they were not so fortunate to wear designer clothes like us. So so they learned. So what they did in ancient times, they covered themselves with the bark of the tree leaves, or like the bark of the trees, the trunk. What they do is they cut the trunk of the trees and they covered it on their private parts. And then you can also have big tree leaves. The big tree leaves, there are many trees with big leaves, so they use as trousers or like shorts like that. And then they also cover the upper body parts. And then suppose if trees were not available, they used to catch some sheep or something like that. Then they used to take the outer skin of the sheep and they made an animal fur. Yeah, not only sheep, any animals which have fur, and then later on they learned to weave it. I mean, initially they use it in a raw fashion. Later on, what they did is they started to weave it. I mean, okay, if you take a few tree leaves, instead of wearing it directly, why don't we weave it manually? And then they made it into a ancient cloth, like a designer cloth, like the modern trousers, a shirt which you are wearing. They did it in a very crude fashion, and then they slowly improvised on their techniques. So they learned to weave twigs or from grasses into mats, into baskets, and also they learned to make animal products into long thin strands known as animal fleece, or even animal hair. They convert into long strands, and then they have learned to weave it into fibers. So this is how this is a long way. I mean, it took us few thousands of years to reach to what we are wearing nowadays, and still every decoration. Not only for clothes. Suppose if you want to have a hi-fi sofa, recliner, if you want to have a great couch, even textiles are used for that. Not only for wearing purposes, or even for resting purposes, for the couch, for the sofa, for beds, mattresses. Everywhere textiles are required. So it's really an awesome field, and you guys, if you're really interested in it, you can make a tremendous career out of it. So if you have any doubts and queries, please let me know. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.